Hello there, welcome back to the channel. Here I have a 4v4 game here, multiplayer from the Swibga here on forced deployment type esque map, but it'll have some name, Ahch-To maybe, if I can remember it. I don't know. It's got the flying porg penguin things on it, as you can see. Look at that guy, living his best life in his terrible Disney New Age universe. But anyway, yes, forced deployment. Everyone starts on a tiny little island with a bit of resources. I would say quite generous in this sense. As you can see, many lumps here. A lot of berries. Crazy amount of EOPs here as well. Other interesting thing about this one is it's got the carbon gas vents, which are added in expanding fronts, which add an interesting dimension to this type of game mode, like the forced deployment type map, because they do tend to run out of carbon. As you can see, the clusters are quite small, but also in these types of games, because everyone starts on an island and they've got to get off to the mainland, can get into situations where you get locked out of the mainland, then you couldn't get any carbon, but through that, you know, as long as you control that area with your trawlers, you'd have a source of carbon, which is quite cool. But anyway, we'll get into the teams and then we'll talk about the map a little bit more. Got Hunter here in the red, playing the Geonosians. And his team, we got Fluffy Rabbit in the blue with the Galactic Empire, and the yellow we got Josavi 99 and the Trade Federation. Wait. Double Trade Federation here. We got Arne on the Trade Federation as well. That's interesting. Maybe they're just letting that guy pick his civ. Seems like a newer player. Got Attacker Die here in the teal, the Rebel Alliance, but we've also got, well, I almost got fooled there. We've got Soup here in the New Republic, just because they've got this, like, the same buildings. I imagine that they were placeholders. In the New Republic in the green. We got John the Light here in the Resistance in the grey, and then we got Lucky Ashman here in the First Order in the orange. Was that like 3 air civs here? Air can be quite good. New Republic are actually a good boat civ on this map. Aren't First Order pretty banging on the boats as well, I believe. And then obviously Trade Federation's pretty much very solid on the water. Empire's okay. But yeah, this map's been pretty generous with the resources, which does normally on these types of maps, because you can't get Mountie rushed or anything, you're pretty free to go huge on the trawlers early on, get multiple shipyards, because, you know, each one, the way you can divide your workers, it's like having new command centers in Tech Level 1. Because you can just put all your workers onto carbon, and then the trawlers will bring home the bacon, or in this case the fish. So you can have up to 40, 50 workers in T1, when normally you'd only have about, you know, 20 to 30. On this one though, I guess you could technically, because another school of thought would be to just tech to T3 as soon as possible and try and get some fighters to get some like cheese damage on your opponent. Pretty feasible in this one with all these EOPs, and the shorefish spawn in such a nice manner around the bases too. As you can see, you could kind of just like keep going with some food processors and stuff if you wanted. I mean, this is such a nice spot here with all these EOPs and then the shorefish. But I think in general, we'd probably want to just get the shipyards and get the trawlers out. Another thing that you could probably do with this as well, because there's so much food, you rush up to T2 super quick, and you maybe just open with frigates to try and get that map control as well. So a lot of variance really in what could be done, but it's still going to be really boring to watch in T1, because everyone's T1 in general tends to be quite a bit longer, because they're going to lean into that fishing and stuff. So it's like you can see all the workers are getting thrown onto carbon, so the players can get that infrastructure down and then just start pumping out those boats, which will eventually help them catch up. And looking at the centre, there's kind of a merit to maybe getting into the centre really quickly with these capturable small Jedi runes, because they do give passive Nova income. I'm not sure to what extent anymore, if it's been changed or toggled down, or if it is like very impactful, but you've of course got the holocrons as well, which some of the civs might be quite inclined to grab up there. You know, you could get across with Power Droid in the temple, a bit like you might do in those holocron maps. Can't tell if there's more than 5. I'm thinking there might be. Yeah, I think there's like 5 in the centre, but there seem to be out on the islands as well. And that's another feature of this. This map seems to have like a lot of space in it, and I don't know if it's just vanilla force deployment. From what I remember, was just not utilising its space that well. Maybe there was too much water. Because this map just seems like it's got quite a good amount of water, but then such a good amount of land as well. These little extra islands. Yeah, hollows on the islands and little nova piles, so there's just a lot of resources for the Civs to play with. We look at the centre, there's tons of ore as well, so could shape up for a very good late game. And I've probably said everything that I could about this map in T1. Hopefully, you know, things start happening. Having a look around, Arnie is someone that, you know, I might see, you know, not go for fishing. You can see he's not really done that, he's gone for a quick T2. I could see him maybe go for like a quick T3 or get on the frigates early. I've seen him quite a few times in like some quite heavy water maps just opt to not fish at all. You can see he goes for that shipyard here, where his opponent on the wing here would be Soup, who's just started going to T2, but he does have double shipyard. I think maybe if he's going to be that late, he could probably have had 3 shipyards. 3 shipyards would probably do a lot better here. So Arnie's going to start throwing frigates at him, one at a time here. Not quite managed to get 2 shipyards down to pump these out. Certainly not got any surplus resources really. Probably could have rushed his carbon upgrade. Assume that he did, yeah. Get a bit more value out of those workers and see just pumping up these frigates. Can maybe afford another shipyard soon. Oh, he has, he's built it down here. A power droid. And so the goal here would be to try and keep that frigate count higher than his opponent here and start capping these trawlers and try to take away the water from him. And then maybe when, you know, he's happy with his amount of military, he can start trying to fish himself and catch up in that regard. But you can see that these can be pumped out 2 at a time, and plus he's got the defender's advantage, and Arnie going to overextend with this one, probably going to go down here. Guys seem pretty accurate, even with him running away at an angle. They just seem to line up and get off with that. Could also lean into the trawlers and repair the frigates here. Don't know if anything's happening on the other side. Seems not so much. Seems quite quiet. It's kind of really the only thing that's going on. The Fluffy Rabbit building a sensor, well, like right next to each other. Seems a bit redundant. Probably could have completely skipped that one. Soup moving out. I don't know if I like that. If he's, you can see that Arnie's got quite a few here, and I don't feel like Soup needs to move out. He just needs to play defensive. I think that's maybe that dimension that I do tend to see from these players when they get matched up against like people like Arnie that are, you know, considered very, very good. That they feel like they need to really, you know, take it to them and try and like drag them down. When sometimes the best thing that they could do is just play defensive and, you know, make Arnie feel that he has to overcommit rather than overcommitting themselves, because any little mistake he's gonna pounce on that instantly. And you see moving out here, the patrols split up too, so these two are going to get absolutely just smashed when these decide to shoot at them. You can see almost one volley. We can kill those. Neither player got in their range yet. Not really started it. Soup's basically just got himself flanked in this position after losing those 2 on the left, and now he's going to have to really scramble to defend here, and he's going to start losing boats too. And then that's going to free up Arnie, and Arnie could potentially end up going to the pocket or something like that. So you can see how going for that attack is kind of really a mistake. You have to consider the fact that Soup's got all these trawlers as well, and Arnie does not, so it's kind of on Arnie to do the damage to catch up in this regard. Soup just needed to play defensive. This looks not too bad. Again, could have leaned on these trawlers and like repaired the frigates. You see there's a lot more, and Arnie's just going to pull back till he's got the higher count again. Nobody got their range yet. Arnie just started his war centre. This is the elevation tracking, so that'll give 1 range, 1 damage to these frigates. And you see fighters getting rallied over here. So Hunter T3 going straight to Lucky Ashman's base. He's only just started T3. Desperately trying to get a troop centre up here to get some anti-air troopers. His pocket does have a airbase, but he seems to be quite insistent getting into the centre, getting command centre down, getting a Jedi temple. Arnie's still putting a lot of pressure on here. Would I like to see Soup maybe move his trawlers to the back as well, with another shipyard here. Then they'd be free to just fish there and then fight Arnie over on this side. And Ashman kind of getting devastated here because he doesn't have any anti-air. It's looking like a damn moment. Anti-air troopers are out now though. Getting a fighter there, gonna get another one. But Hunter is gonna kill those off because there's just not quite the DPS. Didn't really make an attempt to hide them into the command center, bounce them back and forth. Could have, you know, like garrisoned and just deposited them here, or ungarrisoned them here. Then they could have taken another volley. You could dance them about. Could have used that garrison feature to deal with the handicap and rate of fire between fighters and troopers. This looking like a bad trade here for Arnie. Giving Soup a little bit of a moment to get back here and push these frigates away. So fortunately the frigate's not really affecting his pocket, but his pocket not really up to much at the moment. Going for a double air base. How long has this frigate just been sitting here? It must have been a long time. It's nearly killed a prefab shelter. How's that even happened and nobody's dealt with it? He's even got a fighter here. Genuinely just killed a prefab. Another trade here. Pretty good for Soup. But then more do arrive, so it's gonna snowball now though. Yeah, really snowballing. A lot of these are low. Look at the health bars. A bit of scout getting involved there. Finally a bit of an aggression here from the Rabbit versus Ashman. Destroyer doing quite okay there. They got a minimum range as well, so the Destroyer wins on 1 HP, what a legend. They might get all these boats. They get all these anti-air destroyers too. Surely there's a frigate that's going to come and bail them out. Rabbit getting a really weird little post here. Turret and a power core. I know what this is about. It's more like roleplay rather than like good multiplayer game theory. Double CC here. Is anyone else really built up here? Hunter with 2 prefabs. Command centers. Savvy here, grabbing himself a holocron too. And Arnie really locked in on this fighting on the water business. Now you can see that Soup has got into T3 and he's actually got the frigate upgrade. You can see the difference in the stats there. Got extra damage, an extra range, another 10 health. Even an extra bit of armor too. Imagine to keep that count low. We've got attack leaning in here with the air too, looking for some opportunity to do some damage, going for those weakened frigates. There's an anti-air destroyer here though, which can be built in tech level 2 now these days. I always kind of forget that. Which definitely strengthens the frigate gameplay. Doesn't really cover the base here though, so might have to do a bit of a desperate anti-air turret somewhere. There's a lot of fighters to have on top of you during that, and fortunately Pocket's the new guy, just savvy, who doesn't really have anything that can help in this regard. And Arnie maybe should have played a little bit safer with like a troop center or something. I mean, this could have happened straight at the start of T3 and it didn't. I'm really surprised attack pulled away there. We could still like harass here too. I don't know where he's going. Looks like he's chasing, going towards this air from Hunter. Could have been a lot worse for Arnie there, I think. See, frigates are doing a bit of harassment here. Only 3 of them though. Quite a lot back at home. There's some from attack as well. They should really keep the pressure on and not let them get up to like a count. This is a water civ, and like you want to keep them down. You don't want them getting like good amounts of frigates and being able to scale up. There's a nice bomber here. Taking advantage of not having like great anti-air. He's actually going to get this power core too. That's a huge, huge power core snipe. It just needs to like combine that with putting some pressure on. You see that it's stopped the frigate upgrade slowly. It doesn't quite stop it though, it's slowly ticking away. But that could have been hugely impactful if they just took a trade at the same time and it actually stopped him having the upgrade for the fight. Unfortunately he's going now. Attack not really got the memo moving with him. They're going to pick up these fighters here in the centre. Double Padawan running around everyone, maybe trying to grab up these holocrons and get themselves set up for late game. Definitely feels like a longer type of force deployment, isn't it? All these little catch-up mechanics and little ins to stay in the game, like the carbon gas vent here. Secret islands to hide on as well, so even if you're not in the centre, there's building space. A fortress for attack there. He's finally getting up onto the island. And Soup transporting his workers for the first time as well. I think that's kind of everyone on the island but Arnie. Arnie's still locked into this naval war here with Soup. Launching attack here with quite a lot of frigates with upgrades. Got double range upgrades here too. Soup does have that, but again attack not quite there. That's why Arnie's pulling back. He's maybe trying to surge them forward a little bit so he can get a better trade, or he's maybe worried about this air. Does have the anti-air destroyer there though. Attacking T4, that's not good for the team here. Could be some quick T4 air off of that huge food economy that you get from the trawlers fishing. And then not really much room to spend the resources on anything else just now. They're just on the island like that. So it doesn't lean into going for a very quick T4. It's kind of just build a research centre and that's kind of it. And Arnie does make it to the centre here. I'm going to put the pressure back on with these frigates. Quite a lot of them now. Even got that armour upgrade now from the war centre. And this could really snowball here because Soup doesn't really look like he's got the ability to catch up to this amount. He's got 3 shipyards here, but he's not really been leaning on them enough. Trying to get into the centre, building 2 farms. Not really pumping out the frigates like Arnie is here. And Arnie just needs to get like a couple of anti-air boats, and even if he gets absolutely wrecked by air here from attack, like he can sort of just stay on the map in the water. And if you look at like the size of the base, with that like 9 range, it's 9 range, right? Or 8 range, kind of reach a lot. Do a lot of damage with just the frigates. Like that power core could be sniped, and he could lose all of his boats too. So it might actually force a lot of the pressure from the air away from his team if they have to do some crazy trades with these anti-air destroyers. But I think Arnie should definitely get a lot more anti-air destroyers with the army. And gonna kind of start his tour going around here. And Hunter got himself built up a little bit, and it looks like he's sort of transitioned out from air into strike mechs and running a lot of these spider looking strike mechs into the centre here, across to John, who's got quite a bit of economy set up here. Does have a fortress to lean on for the defence. 3 air bases here in the centre. Could pump out some bombers as well if he wanted. It looks like he's tech level 4 too. Maybe he could go for attackers instead now. They do quite well at defending this, but a lot of HP on these strike mechs so they can do a lot of damage to the workers. And the air moving around now, doing as much harassment damage as it can from both attack and John here. And the Ashman Fluffy Wars are kind of just what I would expect them to be. It's probably just them building destroyers rather than frigates. Prefabs being killed by destroyers. What on earth is going on? Like weird patrol. Are they trying to get into a transport? John here in Fluffy's base with T4 air, which is kind of just like a war crime, probably. A lot of workers dying there. We talked about that needing a lot more anti-air, and you can feel it here. The DPS of these are just fast fighters too. And unfortunately not Gungans, can't just like no attack stance and hide. The frigates are just gonna die. Yeah, I kinda wish you didn't lose them that easily. Should have made attack sort of sweat for it. It served as enough of a distraction though, and I'm only gonna lean over here into the left. It looks like he's actually gonna get just wiped off the center. So, as again, we talked about how these extra islands do help in that situation. I mean, Attack's just built a fortress here, he's T4, he probably just built a cannon, right? And that's he's just gonna die. So Arnie just needs to try and eat his Nova into war quickly here, and then he can just sort of sack this area and maybe he can build up here. Stay in the game that way. Even got John's air over here, the cross map. Really gonna jump on this opportunity to try and keep Arnie down here. The question is, do they know about this on the left? Not really, not at all. So, again, they're probably gonna tunnel on this location in here, and he can probably just freely boom. Get a fortress, command center. Maybe get these there's 2 holocrons you could grab up here too. 2 Nova piles, an ore pile. It's looking pretty cool. Hunter trying to do a lot here. The mechs, getting the interceptors, trying to cancel out all this air, all the attackers running around. And attacker's going to do quite a bit into this location. I don't know if the anti-air troopers even touch them. The destroyer anti-air army roaming around. So the attackers might even pull back for that. Some fast fighters over here. They're definitely in the strongest position right now in terms of like map presence. It's got this nice little mech army in the center, grabbing up some map control, interceptors to keep the attackers off of it. Some fast fighters over here trying to support Arnie's frigates. Savvy kind of just chilling. Needs to get involved, put some pressure on. Maybe get himself up to T4 and bring a cannon with that army. And start giving these air players something to worry about. Fluffy Rabbit just existing. Ash been pretty quiet too. So the temple going down, wants to grab up those hollows. Was that 25 minutes in to remember that I've actually got coffee? Extremely lukewarm. Some could argue cold. Oh, the army's on the move. Ashman and a destroyer, more iconic duo. Now Hunter attacking into this position. A little bit of a hill that he can sit on here. These interceptors, they can short work of these attackers. That hill bonus too. Now the ski speeders, I don't know if there's really any heavy weapons for them to hit though. He's maybe hoping that there's a cannon he could run round and snipe or something, but looks like Hunter does want a fortress here, but a lot of air there. He's kind of lost his interceptors. And it might be better to get into like a turret crawl with some aim reveals. He's definitely got advanced turrets, so yeah, I think you should just crawl. You can grab up that Nova and sort of get into the centre. The centre is a really good position to have on this, since it's such a big island, and if you're at the centre, you know you can go anywhere, right? The little ion slow attack there. There it is. Your daily fluffy rabbit pummel sighting. Hail the pummel. And Flame Trooper's trying to get a Trooper recruits guarding the truly AI gaming right here. Spectacular. Trooper recruits with +1 damage. I like it. Nobody really trying to win. I don't know. The air guy's kind of just chilling. I do like Hunter's spot here having this enter though. These workers, again, so ambitious. These guys need to like just wait a moment. Speeders do pretty good damage though. Oof. 2 do survive. That's quite a bit of a suicide mission though. Oh, what's happened to Arnie? Saying ouch. Oof. Getting doubled here. Speeders, interceptors, and a lot of frigates just out of nowhere from Soup here. They still don't know though. They still do not know. Oh, he sees one shipyard. He knows. Got Hannibal Lecter on the phone to him, letting him know that Soup knows. Fluffy Rabbit still on his path to make one of every unit. Some fighters getting in here. That took a while, eh? Very slow to kill off the attacker. Yeah, Arnie's struggling here after that attack. See if we can get onto these trawlers. Arnie quite reliant on that. Not really any farms at all. He's on the berries right now. Times are tough. And that fortress does go up here for Hunter in a very good spot. Getting the cannons out now. Quite a few MDs. I don't know if those ski speeders still exist. Looks like not. And you can totally just snipe this cannon. It's just not in a safe spot at all. Trying to kill the anti-air turret. And down it goes. Could have gone down quicker. Hasn't really been focused. And Soup, yeah, looks like he's in quite a bit of a better spot right now. Getting set up here. A lot of Nova grabbed up, which is going to be really nice for a civ like New Republic. He's getting to those masters, which could be huge. Problem for Arnie would be, I guess he does have a fortress here, but he doesn't really have control of his island, right? So what could be quite detrimental is if all this Nova gets eaten up by Soup and he gets some masters out, he could pretty much just like keep dropping them here on the edge and then just run in and convert things, right? And that would be pretty bad. But Arnie did lose all those boats. He's got no boats right now that I can see. And well, Soup's pretty free to just go around and start capping things on the coastlines. Just savvy though. He's kind of woken up here. Got some cannons, a lot of these anti-air troopers supporting this position, a couple of assault mechs. And they got quite like a strong position here. Got the hill, double fortress. Did lose that shield generator. cannon got in a much better spot. I don't feel like attacks really had much damage done to him, but he's not really excelling. Got a lot of workers idle on this island. It needs to transport across, get them done on someone. Kind of just interceptors, and maybe needs to be a bit more like troopers or something like that. Rebels, very good for that, or you know, like attackers would be great. Arnie has probably we're garrisoning these frigates for a little bit. These are advanced ones now. Hasn't quite got the last range upgrade, but looking pretty strong. Getting some good damage on the coastline. And forcing Soup to come all the way back, so going to take that pressure off of Giuseppe here, and potentially Fluffy Rabbit's got a secret little base down here. How many holos has he got? 2 holocrons. We could do a holo check. Let's have a look. What? 11? 11? 11. 11 holocrons. God damn, look at how much Nova that is already. That's really snuck by us. 11 holocrons. So to answer the question earlier, there are a lot of holocrons in this map. We've got what, 14, 16, 18? 18 holos. Surprising. This is resistance. It doesn't seem to have anything super interesting to dump all that Nova into, I guess. We go and check the resources, and his Nova count is pretty much the amount that he's accrued. Absolutely choking. Throat is dry. Lukewarm coffee to the rescue. Getting absolutely terrorised by 2 unupgraded assault mechs from Joe-Savvy99 here. And yeah, gonna need to find something to build with this Nova. You'd maybe think air cruisers with resistance, or you know, like heavy weapons, artillery could have been good. I think the problem here is a lot of this infrastructure that was built up here. Just trying to get more air bases. Not too much room up here. Some islands though. But it looks like he might get popped off the mainland. And Fluffy Rabbit being an absolute menace. We are blessed today. There's a herd of pummels here from the rabbit. And Fryer getting into the super zoom Geonosian Mounties. Arnie's pretty much almost lost this entire island now, but thankfully he has a new home. Looks like he's lost his boats again. He had a really bad trade with Soup. And Soup is going to switch gears here and actually start focusing on this location now that he sees it, and he can get these cruisers out. And that's going to really be, it's at 19 range, you know, hitting from pretty much here. Like you could put a shield generator down and just chill here and hit like a lot of this. And this is going to feel really bad if he does manage to get like the Jedis involved as well. Imagine like trying to defend this position, you know, like a cruiser versus cruiser, and then some masters just walk up behind your cruisers and convert them. Like, absolute disaster. Ashman is awoken, a couple of assault mechs. It's been pretty quiet this game in general, though. Fluffy Rabbit's really been, I guess, putting him to the sword, this score. Plus there was that really early air aggression from Hunter, which killed a lot of workers. I think like 20 workers or something died. And a lot of cruisers here. Arnie really going to struggle. Gonna lose this fortress. Fluffy Rabbit, like, on his way to rescue him right now with some destroyers. He did snipe one. He needs to like knock the frigate count down though. It's that one. Destroyers in general, though, not too great unless you've got like a big group of them and you get a flank or you get on top of the boats when they're not looking. Because otherwise, frigates just have like a really high DPS. Time to kill for on the destroyers is not that high. Just devastation here. So many workers dying. I'm not too sure if they can really bounce back here. It kind of looks like they're about to just be wiped off the centre. Like, is there any way out of this? I mean, John's still got 15,000 Nova. But like a million idols and no room to build anywhere. They do have Soup though, who's... His area is sort of okay just now, but... I mean, how's he going to defend all this? While he's fighting Arnie on the water and, well, trying to kill them off right now. Oh. And see, like any opportunity Arnie gets, you'll come straight back into this game. So if that pressure starts hitting Soup probably going to flounder here, and then Arnie will get on top of him and prevent his death. He's not going to be able to take that trade. Both got identical upgrades. Both very good boat civs. Some troopers from attack. Only 60 health though. Pack of pummels, herd of pummels, murder of pummels. Laying the smackdown. And yeah, if this was normal force deployment, it'd probably be over by now. But again, little islands to hide on, all those extra hollows and stuff. See, they just got way more space than you normally would have. And Soup and Arnie can battle again. Arnie not fighting with all of his frigates, but he still has a superior arc there, and Soup gonna pull back. Soup's got a lot of frigates though. That's just what he needs to do. Just wipe this army, and that's probably the end of Arnie, because I don't think he can really deal with another rebuild. That's such a nice tucked away carbon gas vent, isn't it? Some heavy troopers here. And yeah, it looks like Soup's gonna get bopped out of the centre too. Not really that good of a defence. Ahch been trying to hold, but I think they kind of just won this, because if they got the centre like this, it's... I don't think they got anything. Arnie's saying he's gonna get defeated soon. Bad times. What on earth is that? God damn, I've never seen that in my life. Looks like a jellyfish. That's pretty cool. It's got that like jellyfish jet propulsion look to it, you know. And that little bit at the top sort of reminds me of Tentacle, the Pokemon, the jellyfish one. With the eye. Or the jewel. This game's putting me to sleep. Oh, just a bit tired. Is there a way back? Still 16,000 Nova. Should have fed Soup some Nova here. I think he's the only one with units right now. He's like landing on the island to take the carbon. Workers hostilely gathering carbon together. Built the temple rather than dropping the Jedi. He's going to make them in-house here. And yeah, that's not great. One worker here that will keep Arnie in the game if all that dies over there. Some frigates that you can hide. Being annoying and attacks eco here. A couple of angles, killing farmers. God damn, Fluffy Rabbit with the Dark Troopers with no range. Intense. I don't know, I feel like they got a GG. It's just like a guys, I think we should GG, but nobody look at my Nova moment for John. Could be a record for like most Nova accrued but not spent. Be like a Reddit post. I had 11 holocrons and lost the game. Ask me anything. Oh, he's upgraded them. Intense. Look at that. Absolute swag of the heavy Galactic Empire pummel. The Empire pummels have got the most AI energy to me. I think it's just because I think of like the GBG demo when I see them. Because often in those like campaign missions you've got like, you know, like a mix of units and then pummels as well. Which is why we always liken the Rabbit to an AI with his pummel antics and his pummel speed. One attacker harassing. I don't know, this game was described as a banger in the Discord. I'm not too sure it was. I just feel like only like one team's playing right now, and Soup's fighting Arnie. Ah, found a way to spend some Nova. The monitors are like one of those units that like I'm pretty sure are completely broken, but I don't know, I just never really... A 4 Padawan drop, he wants those hollows back. Doesn't have enough Nova right now. This was a conquest game though, there's no hope of getting all the holocrons, you know? I thought there was 4 hollows there, am I blind? God, Arnie is still alive. Running around with some bounty hunters in a Padawan. He's got the hollows hidden away. Can't let John have them. Because what if John had 20,000 Nova? What then, you know? The game is loss. This cool heavy trooper trade federation in the yellow. Just hanging out here. John microing these monitors around. Yeah, it's pretty much switching just to monitors. Trying to pick away the armies. Attack as well with the attackers. That is menacing though from the Rabbit. He genuinely, like, I don't know if I've seen a mountie out of him, but I feel like I've seen every other unit. Maybe no artillery out. I don't know if I've maybe seen a cannon as well. He's not like a cannon enjoyer, is he? He's a pummel enjoyer. Ah, there's mounties. I need to have like a bingo sheet for every rabbit game from now on. Just tick all the units off that you see them make. At least upgrade his apprentice so we can get knights. Arnie trying to micro his heart out here. Dodge these cruiser shots. Could run up close to them, the minimum range. The thing is, they just tickle them. Like, look at the DPS. Are they taking like 2 damage per shot? Yes. Some of these are low though. Man, he's got a lot here. I think he's just make like 1 or 2 destroyers though. Like, I think 1 or 2 destroyers would kill all of this quicker. What's this? John trying to get back into the centre. Illegal. Yeah, 13 range on these just doesn't sit right with me. It's just like 13 range and then like you watch their damage to everything. I mean, that's a pummel. It's taking like 13 damage or something. Or 8. Is that 8? It's like more than 1 projectile, isn't it, being launched? I mean, look at his armor. Like, that's quite a bit, right? While outranging it. By like 2 range. If they were upgraded to max. Smashes cannons. What's the building damage like? Pretty good as well. Crazy unit. Well, that is a great invasion. Where will Hunter go? How many can we get per transport? We've got some upgrades here. Up to 15, yeah. Hopefully they don't get gunned down on the way. Hunter bet have a D-Day moment here. On the beaches of Supermandai. Because that's what's about to happen. Supermandy. Arnie trying to come over here and support them. Or is he just trying to run away in general? A lot of air chasing him. That classic not paying attention to his boats for 10 minutes while they sit in a vulnerable location. And makes it across. Yeah, this is a much more successful operation than D-Day. Casualty-wise, at least. It's nicely set up here with the 4 cannons, and they're going to make short work of all these buildings. Is there any anti-air though? It seems to be. Oh, there's interceptors. They'd be over here. There's almost going to be his one flaw there. Novacek. 13k. Trying to get back on the island again though. Oh, another operation being conducted, but this time by the rabbit. What is going to be in these? It's like a mystery box. Yes, there were pummels. I bet a lot of you were guessing pummels. Oof, that was quite a mixed bag. A couple of Mounties. Range on the Dark Troopers, no, nice. I've got the classic units of the rabbit on patrol everywhere. marching back and forth. This guy, I completely forgotten about this. He's just holding this holocron hostage. And the soup has almost been eliminated from this world. Aren't he still just being annoying here? Got the fortress with a cannon here. Got workers body blocking the cannon. It's just going to take one master though. Come and convert it. They're now pumping out the cruisers, getting onto the water. Not going to be any air left here. MD's doing pretty decent damage actually to these. And everyone's tapped out and GG'd, so yeah. The team that we kind of thought was going to win for the longest time here has definitely won the game. It was an interesting one. Banger of a game, not quite sure, but interesting nonetheless. And if you've enjoyed that, please consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to get involved in these types of games, you find in the description field link to Vuble where you can play online, which is like the old MSN gaming zone. You'll find the server invite for our Discord community where people will keep in touch, share recorded games, tips, advice, organise games and stuff. You'll find one for the Expanding Fronts Discord too, which is the mod that we're playing here. And if you want to support the channel another way, there's a PayPal link down below for donations. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.